Oh, no. Said no man ever. How's my chin look? Is that up lighting going? And the woman's like going, look at my stomach. Oh my God. Look at my, and it's like, men don't give a shit.
We really
it's like,
don't.
Just like hook it up. Oh, I don't know, man. Your hair is wicked. Your hair is like wicked. It really is.
Wait a minute, spell hair.
Hair?
Yeah.
Hair.
Yeah.
Your hair.
Yeah.
Does that comedian say, back of your hair look ridiculous?
Wait a minute. Say sneakers.
Sneaker?
Sneakers.
Sneaker. I'm from Boston. You hear that,
Eats
Boston?
everything?
Yeah, man, I'm from Boston.
Oh,
That's like
man.
different from New York, because New York's like sneakers.
Yeah, they have a certain way of
Sneakers.
saying
Yeah.
it too, right?
Sneakers, son.
Yes.
Word.
I had a lady. Well, I do balsamic vinegars on the weekend, right? So the
Why?
lady's asking me,
Why do you
"Well,
do
you sell them?
balsamic?
It's like
Oh.
good money."
Mm.
So the lady says to me,
I had to look into that.
"Which one is the better tasting one? This one or this one?" I said, "The darker." She goes, "What?" I said, "The darker, the dark." So she looks at the woman next to her. She goes, "Do you have any idea what this woman's saying?" And I'm like, Jesus. The woman goes, "She's from the East. You can tell because there's
She's
no
from the East.
Yeah.
R whatsoever." In
I like
the
how
way
people
speak.
say that though out here, like she's from the East, like that's like a far land away.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Like,
thank
like
you
you
for
can't get
pointing
over
that
it.
out. She's from the East.
We
It's
get
like the
named
Wicked
rap
Witch of
money.
You
where?
know how long it takes to get to the East? It takes 4 days to get to the East. I lost 3 women last time I went to the East.
Well, I have to ask you guys because it's like, I'm always curious when I get comedians is to take the survey as far as what was your first inspiration? I mean, hearing the stories, which I always try and pry out of you guys, the first thing I want to know is what inspired you to be a comedian? Because we all know that's the hottest.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't pick a hotter thing to do as far as that goes out
I'll
here.
tell you what inspired me. It was everybody just kept telling me I was funny, which is, the case in most people, most comics or whatever. Everybody was telling me I was funny, and I was the funniest person at the job, and I was the funniest person in school, and so I just kind of like ran with it, and I actually had the opportunity to start doing stand up twice. And the first time it happened, I was at work, and this guy came in by the name of Gerald Kelly from New York. He came in, he's performing in Detroit, and he's like, "Hey, man, heard you want to do stand-up," because my coworker told him that I wanted to do stand-up. I'm like, "No, the hell I didn't. I don't want to do it." I was kind of like nervous. So he was like, "Come on down to Coco's House of Comedy, man. We get you in, get you on stage." I was like, "All right, cool." And I didn't get off work on time, so I didn't go down there. Then 2 weeks later, someone else came in my job by the name of Blackberry, who actually got me started in the comedy, and I just been doing it ever since.
Come on, and then I wouldn't mind, but doesn't he make it sound like a cakewalk? And I've been just doing it. I've been successful, and I don't know what to tell you people living in your cars. I made it. Don't know what your problem is.
Hey, man, I don't know what to tell y'all with these regular jobs.
Yeah, man.
You know
And
what I mean?
you.
I like how you and Drake got that BlackBerry issue, man.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody better find it.
Somebody better find it, man.
So for me, you got like 2 stories with me. Like just how you mentioned, the whole job thing. I've never had a job before, ever.
Shut up.
Yeah. I think I had a summer job at a Royal baseball stadium in Kansas City, Missouri.
Wow.
I was that get your hot dogs. Hey, hot dog. Get your I just like saying it. It was like switch up my, whatever I was
You ain't
selling.
say
it was
pause
switch it
after
up.
none of that?
He's a
No,
doggy
no
dog,
pauses?
man.
No.
That's like,
I like
wow.
to take the hot dogs and throw it.
No.
They said, you're being childish. You can't throw a dressed hot dog at people, So catch up everywhere. So
A dressed hot dog. Okay.
seriously,
I like
I realized
that.
at that
Relish in
moment,
it,
it's
man.
like, okay, all right, jobs, it ain't for me. I'm too silly. You know what I mean? You get class clown in your high school of the year. It was all in the yearbooks. It's like at that point, you just realize, you're cut from a different cloth.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing wrong with people that have a job. It's just that it's not for everybody. It's kind of like college. It's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And, I figured that out a long time ago when my mother said I was special. And I didn't know if she was talking about like special ed because I didn't do my homework, or she was just saying I was special.
Maybe you special. Mama got a way to making everything feel good.
Yeah.
Maybe you special. Just eat
So,
your oatmeal.
That's okay. That's
Don't worry.
okay.
He drew like that sometimes. Don't worry about it.
Oh, that's something that so in saying you had a calling, I meet a lot of people that they're determined and they're going to make it, but they never say what you just said, and there's a huge difference in their struggle. It's real because it's and it's far be it for me to tell anybody your odds are of you making it, but there is a certain thing, what I've noticed in the incredibly many 6 shows I've done so far, that there's a certain trend of like the comedians that really are centered in making it as they actually talk a different language about what started them, what they believed, and what they're doing.
Well, there's different levels of making it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everybody has their own sense of what it means to make it. I mean, some people want to be on TV. Some people want to travel across the country and do comedy shows like everywhere, you know? And, you know, it just depends on what your level is. Like, that can be anything for any comedian or whatever. You ask any comic, their level of making is probably different.
Yeah.
Right. As far as what you consider being successful.
Right.
Just, whatever you consider to be the pinnacle.
Right. Well, the idea that you know, like I said, you bombed out, and I'm sure you have a story where you've bombed out.
Of course.
And I want to hear it because I want to know where you get the desire to get the hell back up on that stage.
Man.
I mean, like, if you get booed or something, you just got to be strong. Use that as motivation. Get back up there and do better.
Man, like, look, even better than this. You ever been in a fight before?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now, did you lose?
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth. Did you lose?
Tell
Yes.
the truth.
Okay. Did you want to fight again?
Yes.
Of course. And that's what comedy is.
Oh,
it's
very
like
well said.
you go up there. I lied to you. I share my story. I went to Atlanta, and I was about 6 months into doing comedy, and it was this place called Uptown Comedy Corner, and it was hosted by Lil Duval. And this is before he was super like big and stuff like that or whatever. Like he was just like kind of in music videos at the time, and he brought me on stage. And no, matter of fact, let me rewind a little bit. Before he brought me on stage, we were backstage, and he said, "Hey, man, where you from?" I was like, "Oh, man, I'm from Detroit, man." Da, da, da. He's like, "Oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna bring you up, man. You're gonna go second." I was like, "All right, bet. Let's go up. Let's do it." He got ready to bring me on stage, and he went up. He's like, "Hey, man, yeah. So this guy right here, he say he from Detroit. We gonna see."
Oh, shit.
Give it up for Jay. I was like, so went out and I did like a couple of jokes and they worked. And then I did another joke and one guy stood up. One dude out of about 300 people was like, "Boo!"
Oh.
Wait a minute, are we censored or no?
Can
I say exactly what he said?
Exactly.
He was like, "Boo!" And I was like, "Man, sit your ass down." He was like, "Boo, nigga!"
No.
I was like, "Hey, if anybody think I should get on stage, make some noise," and everybody be quiet. And then I kept going, and the next joke I did, it didn't work. So everybody was like, "That guy was right." Boo, nigga! Get off the stage. So they booed me. And then the next night, I tried to come back and redeem myself at the same spot, but it was different, different audience, of course, completely different people, completely different feel. And the next night, I got keyed. Has anybody ever got
Are you
keyed
shitting
before?
me?
You got keyed before? You ever got keyed? You ever seen that before?
No,
Anybody ever
I
seen
know. I've seen people get keyed.
You never had that before?
No, I
I
don't
would
think
cry,
so.
man. I'm a.
Getting keyed is probably the worst thing. It's probably worse. A lot of people say like dead silence on stage is the worst because people just kind of just let you just keep going.
Oh.
But like getting keyed is like, imagine like 100 people just pulling out their keys and they got like garage door keys and mailbox keys.
Are you shitting me?
They got like every key, like they got like janitor keys. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
Christmas,
Like
pretty
everybody
much.
does. You know what I'm saying? So they're just shaking them,
Wow.
and all you hear
wait.
is shh, 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 shh,
That's so
shh. I'll never forget that sound.
Oh my God, that's like that. It's like the let's walk him down to the gallows.
Yeah, 100
yeah.
more people.
That's
Yeah.
always that's it.
I'm telling you, man, that was
post-traumatic stress.
Yes.
Hit it.
I'm telling you, and that and if things like that don't make you move forward, then you should really look at your character.
Right. You have to have an incredible centered like core of like concrete because any insecurity, anything, any bad little voice, like for him, I already know. All you heard was your mother's voice saying, "You special, you special, key special, key special."
Man.
Seriously, that has a lot to do with it in saying that. I mean, you know, the support that you had from your family, and I got to hear your story because I can only imagine. I would think my opinion would be that for you to get booed just caused you to just go, whatever. Like you seem to have that rebound attitude.
Okay, are we going Facebook Live? I'm gonna go ahead because I want my people to see this story. Because I never even told my mother this story.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Okay.
gets serious. You know how to go to Facebook Live? Me
Lee, tell them
either.
how to do. Is it
It's already on Facebook Live. That's what we're.
Oh, it is.
I was gonna tune in. You know, we was gonna go ahead and you know how you get them little thumbs up things that be popping up.
Yeah, you probably could share it.
We gonna
too.
get them thumbs up.
You got it, man. thepowervoices.com/Facebook Live. They can see this live
Oh,
right now, real time.
we going in.
You on Facebook? You're also on YouTube Live. I don't
Whoa.
mess around. This is a good gig.
We out here.
Oh,
So
we
we all
getting
here.
video for
Yeah,
real, for real.
dude,
Out here.
yeah. What that little camera in your face is all about. So,
Okay.
so yeah, I really want to hear this. And you're gonna tell your mother finally. You're gonna break it to her.
Yeah. Poor baby. So I mean, pretty much for me to get up on the stage. Okay, first of all, this is what motivated me in the beginning. My mother used to date Eddie Griffin. Eddie Griffin is from Kansas City, Missouri. Him and my mother went to the same school. Yes, your face is hilarious. Him and my mother went to the same school. You know what I mean? And
Eddie Griffin smash? Eddie Griffin smash your balls, man. Come on, man. Eddie Griffin.
Give the boy a break. Go ahead.
Yeah. You got it in your blood. You don't even know.
Daddy, man. Nah, man. Y'all gonna get me in trouble, man. But yeah, so pretty much it was more so like I wanted to come out here and get back at Eddie Griffin. It was kind of like a revenge thing, and that's what driven me to come out here. I'm like, you know what? I'm not about to come out here and fight him, nothing like that at all. I'm like, yo, I'm about to come out here, you know, go and kill him with this comedy. You know what I mean? Because that's the only way I know, and that, you know, I use that to motivate me.
So you came out here with a grudge.
That's it.
Damn,
That's
he
it.
came,
Yeah.
came out here with a pistol.
In my mind, it say nothing happened at all. Trying to get me in trouble.
While I'm on camera, nothing happened. Go ahead. No witnesses were
Daddy
taken.
probably-
Now, if Eddie
Like,
Griffin
huh?
come up dead,
That's
we know who did it.
Yeah, so I used that to, motivate me just a little bit or whatever. And when I got out here, it was like, you know what? I want the whole package. I want to do acting and comedy. I want the whole package. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And from that point on, once I had that, I was on the Hollywood Boulevard dancing for tips. And
God.
yeah, then somebody saw me and
Oh,
then
you-
put me in a music
yeah.
video.
Oh wow, that's
snap.
awesome.
Yeah.
You had a
That's
Yeah.
LA. Anything can happen at
Yeah.
any moment.
you had the
It's
Hollywood
true.
dream.
The Hollywood dream.
Man, that's a Hollywood dream.
That's
I
the
just do a
Hollywood
couple of
dream.
pop
That's
locks
it.
and drop it.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Of course, there are a lot of young women that have a different kind of dancing story. But go ahead, I'm
I
listening
know,
to
Yeah,
this.
there's no college tuition over here.
And the guys approach him a little differently too.
Right. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
that's
Well, this is
funny.
Hollywood, so you may get approached the same way.
Hey, I got $300 if you need it. Whatever you need to do for it, I got $300.
Oh my God. Yeah. So from then it was like, all my friends that I had met while I was out here, because I was pretty much homeless. I was living in a Covenant house, and I was kind of meeting a lot of, artists, people that's trying to make it themselves. And, they was like, yo, man, I don't see you doing nothing else but comedy, something silly, because you immature. I'm like, like, all right, okay. So, that from that point on, it was like, yo, I know this person. Because, in Hollywood, it's all about who you know, not what
Right.
you know.
Yep.
So they like, I know this person. He got his own little comedy shop. Man, you need to go there. And I think my friend had rented out a club, and it was like maybe 30 or 40 people there. And, this was the first time ever, getting on stage. And it was just like, yo, get up there. And I'm like, nah, I can't do it. I'm shy. I'm being silly. I was being silly. And then he went on stage, and I love the attention. Don't get me wrong. But, he got on stage and he played my favorite song. You know what I mean? I was like, I started, gigging. I
Yeah,
was like,
that's it.
And the next thing you know, he was like, come to the stage. I was like, wait a minute. I'm the only only inspiring comedian in this room. Coming to the stage. I'm like, That's what you say when a comedian come on stage. So, I got my heart jump. Clinton, the character. Everybody turned and looked at me and just started clapping. I was just like, my heart was just beating like 1,000 times per minute. You know what I mean?
Adrenaline.
And next thing you know, I just played it off and I just started dancing. I started dancing to the stage or whatever. Got on stage, started talking about, because I had no clue what I was going to talk about. I was just going to go up there and pretty much just crack jokes on people in the crowd. Like I had no clue. Yeah, I seen somebody who had
unprepared.
Oh my God, some girl had like a church hat, one of them like flower fruit church hat. I'm like, I thought this was a club. So when I seen her, I'm like, okay, I'm about to just go up there and talk about her, and then be like, that's all, folks. Beep, 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 beep. That's all, folks. Like that's what I had in mind. But when I went up there and I just felt the energy, it just felt right. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, you feel it, Jerry. You know all about it. When you say that first joke and people start laughing, it's a certain feeling that you just can't deny.
No,
like,
I know. Isn't it?
Sensational.
And
it's contagious.
yeah, you know. And I remember my mentor. You know, he's pretty much like, yo, just talk about what really goes on in your life. I'm like, okay, and that's what went through my head when I went on stage. So right away, I talked about my first year in LA. How I ended up in Compton. I went there for an audition or whatever. Ended up in Compton, and like some little young guy approached me. He was like, "Hey, what up, cuz? What up, cuz?
What's up, homie?
What's up, homie? We doing that hat on, homie?" Because my hat, I'm from Kansas City, so my hat said KC on it. And KC stands for Kitchen Crip.
Kitchen Crip?
Kitchen Crip, man.
No shit.
Like,
man.
Wow.
I ain't gonna claim that, man. Oh, no disrespect. I ain't.
It could have stand for Clan Killer, man. Shit. Come on, man.
Oh my God.
So he was like, pretty much take that hat off. You know what I mean? I want to stomp it.
Oh,
Take that hat off. And I'm like, I'm twice this dude's size. He's like 14. I'm 19 at the time. I'm still silly, but still arrogant. You know what I mean? Because I had just came from a bad city, Kansas City, Missouri. So I'm like, man, you don't get out of my face, little dude. You know what I mean? I'm still cocky. Next thing you know, I hear him say, what was it? So what? So what?
and he's doing the call, right?
He did
He's
the
calling.
call. At this time, I wasn't familiar with that sound, and I had like one little friend with me or whatever. He was like a nerd. He's not really like the hood type, but he's from LA, so he know about it. And when he heard that sound, he gonna look the other way and start walking towards the metro stop. I'm like, where you going? And he's like, the birds, man, the birds. What are you talking about, dude? Like, I had no clue. But when he said that, I looked in the parking lot and I just see all these dudes turn their head and look at me. And I'm still like, okay, what's going on? This is crazy. I seen the movie Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
I seen the movie The Wood. You know what I mean? So that's what when you
tell you something, man. Sue Woo. I don't even know what it means.
So it's like all I picture.
What you mean? It's like how you know about that?
It's like all I know is because it's a no-brainer where you are, what you say. Little guy starts making weird noises. I seen the Indian movies up on the hill. That was like, and they're all gonna come down out of the hill and kick your ass.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a no-brainer as far as, and I'm not even from here, but I know that much.
I mean, Sue Woo is like faster than the phone call. Like,
Yeah.
seems like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like nowadays, like you still can say
Just
Sue
call
Woo.
1-800-SUE-WOO.
For real. Like you
real,
ain't gotta send
man.
nobody. I wonder if they text each other Sue Woo now. Like,
It's
Oh
you know what I'm
man.
saying? Sue Woo.
Yeah, because they got that code where they take all the C's out and put a B in it. Like instead of saying cool, it's boo.
Boo.
I'm like, well, how do you understand people,
Go
man?
to the brib.
So did you
Yeah.
wait, I want to know, did you get your ass kicked? Did you run faster than you've ever run in yet? Because I mean, I'm not, is that where that haircut derived from? Is like the dreads you once had just running in the wind?
I've only had this hairstyle for a year.
I love it. It's like, it's perfect.
Thank you.
If anyone decided like, what could we do to ignite this man? Because you look like a walking torch flame of just,
Walking torch
yeah,
flame.
man, you look like am I right? It's like, oh, yeah, dude, I love it. It really is. It's
Oh my
perfect,
God.
perfect.
You be
Yeah.
the
Man,
perfect.
what y'all don't understand, see, this is a struggle cut is what this man is wearing right now.
Yeah, man. Let me explain this. Man. Let me
It's a
explain this
struggle.
real quick,
This
man.
is the struggle he wearing on this head. For
I
real.
wear this so I can have my own trend. You know what I mean? Like whenever I'm on stage, it's flip flops, tank tops, and this.
And hair top.
Hair top. I like that. I'm gonna keep that one. But I use that to, pretty much put a stamp.
Well,
on who
yeah,
I
you
am.
have to.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, not for nothing, that when you look at comedians as to what they do that's so uniquely just theirs, what is their signature? Now, you can obviously see you're real low-key. I mean, you just have this real mellow way about you. It's just that
LL
I'm sure
Cool
you
J
destroy.
hat, my man,
And you're
swag.
sheer rockin' energy. So that's why I said it's almost as if the exclamation point on the top of your head is just like so perfect, So, yeah, you would want to have that because no one's going to forget. And it's all about being memorable
Yes,
out here in L.A. When people don't forget, they say, man, I remember that dude. And out of like how many comedians get up and pretty much comedians all you say they make you laugh. It's funny. It's a night where you've got like a showcase full of comedians, but there's that one guy that's gonna like really you go, man.
Well, like people speak to you differently. You know what I mean? Like I've seen like Corey Holcomb is one of my favorite comedians.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you guys.
He's one of my favorite comics. But like if you're just a wholehearted, Molly homemaker type woman, you're not gonna like shit that he says. Because he's talking about some of the craziest shit that you want to hear about women, but it's from his point of view. So for him, it's true and it's truth.
Oh, I would imagine that you'd have to know the comedian style of what you're going to see. I think
of course.
Watching, I saw George Carlin the last 2 performances he did in Florida before he died. The first night it was phenomenal. The audience loved him. What we heard about the second night was they didn't appreciate his joke about saluting the flag at the ball game or taking your hat off, one of those things, and it was Florida and a lot of retiree Republicans and what have you. But anyways, he just looked at the audience and said, "Fuck you. This is comedy.
Yeah.
Are you shitting me?" And he just walked off the stage. Of course, it's George Carlin, but I get it. Knowing that, why would you come to a show? It's George Carlin and not expect, political satire. That's what the man does.
I just think we walk a fine line. Like as far as comics are concerned. We walk a very fine line when it comes to the topics that we speak on, because you have to take it kind of lightheartedly when you're sitting there in the audience and you're watching someone speak about someone, let's just say someone in a wheelchair, and you may have a brother or sister or whatever it is that's in a wheelchair, but you can't get upset about his point of view about people in wheelchairs. He's not talking about your brother or your sister. He's just speaking from his own point of view.
Was it the Wayne's brother who did the Superman, the special needs? It was so like cutting edge, but it was hysterical. Yeah. It was just, and everybody was like, I can't fucking believe he's doing that, and he's making fun of retarded people. And no, you can't say that. You special needs, and I mean, there's all these. But you have to admit, there was a time where it wasn't like that in comedy. I mean, when you think about a lot of the shows that were out, let's say even All in the Family, for what their cutting edge was, everything now is like a political tiptoe through the what you can say and what you can't say. That I imagine you have to be very good at presenting something, like you said, someone in a wheelchair. But in the end, it's usually pretty funny if it's done. Yeah.
But that's where the internet comes in. When you can't say the things that you want to say on television, you can say whatever the hell you want to say on the internet.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's what bridges the gap. But because that gap is bridged now, it's like it creates a lot of chaos in the world because we're being over flooded with information and just untalented people.
Come on now.
The truth is out there.
I mean, like,
dude, it's frightening, and that's one of the things that makes it even harder for the real talent and for people to have access to it. I mean, that's the other side of it too. There was a comedian on that said that a lot of the young comedians that are posting their acts on media, and they're like, well, when they're just starting out, 5 years from now, they're not going to want to see that clip of something that they did that's there forever. As you develop and you become, it's like and why would you give it away for free? If you've done your act, you've got the comedy thing, you've gotten paid for it, then by all means put your clip up. Because it is your best that you're showing. But it's amazing to me as to how flooded coming out to LA. I've only been here a year. My friends that are comedians out in Boston, he's like, you go out to LA, if you master the craft out in LA, you can actually come back here and get fed. Because it's a truth. There's so many comedians here.
Yeah.
On a given night at the open mic night, a lot of young kids just getting their feet wet. It's like constant flow of people.
Well, there's a little contrast in there because it's like, you can master your craft anywhere now.
Yeah.
Like with the internet age or whatever, because it used to be where, as far as comedians are concerned, we only had certain avenues. We had Def Comedy Jam and Comic View and, just those different avenues, or if you get an HBO special or something like that. And that's how the world saw you. They saw you that way. However they cut and edited it, like that's how they saw you, period. But now it's like, you don't have to deal with the cuts and the edits and the networks and all that stuff. Whatever, you can bypass all that, and if it's all put onto the people. That's why I respect like a Russell Peters. You know, for instance, like Russell Peters created himself. What's the other guy? White guy.
Oh no,
sold his own DVD and got rich and stuff. And,
CK Lewis.
yeah.
Louis CK.
What you say, Louis CK? Yeah, Louis CK.
Oh, okay.
Same guy. Same.
Oh
thing.
my God, the stuff he does.
Yeah.
It's like the stuff you're like, he did not just say that, and it's like he goes to places that nobody else could go, and that's true. It's knowing you as a comedian, you have your own style. That there's certain things you would not touch because it just wouldn't be something that anybody would receive coming from you.
Right.
Whereas he does it, and it's just like, fucking, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Because it's that mirror with the smirk on it, coming back at you with the truth and going, yeah, you know it.
And he started out being that way, so you already know what to expect with him. It's like,
Right.
like he was saying with Corey Holcomb, you already know what to expect. If you don't have a thick skin, you need to go ahead and walk out.
Yeah.
True. That's very
it's
true.
It's gonna be a few bitches and hoes thrown around out there.
Oh, yeah.
You don't
Well-
like bitches and hoes.
What was like your first big gig that you were just like, man, it was like family celebration time where you really felt, not that you'd made it, okay, because like you said, everyone has a different variable of that.
Yeah.
But when you really embraced the feeling of like, damn, this is just
That's
like,
what I was gonna say. It's like making it is a feeling. Like it's
Yeah.
like a it's just I don't think it's really a particular situation. It's just it's a culmination of everything that just comes together. So it's like for me, I left Detroit to pursue my dreams of being a stand-up comedian and an actor, and I went to New York. And the biggest gig that I've had till this day, I got to open up for Frankie Beverly and Mays in Pennsylvania.
nice.
And in like an aircraft hangar. And like when I first heard about it, I was like, aircraft hangar, that's weird. But then I realized like aircrafts are big as hell.
Yeah,
So, the aircraft hangar was like, it was probably about 5,000 or 6,000 people in there. So
Wow.
when I walked on stage, I'm like, oh shit, like it's 6,000 people here.
That had to be the most incredible rush.
Yeah.
Because the amount of energy had to be insane.
It was six. Like when you're in a room with 6,000 people. First off, 6,000 black people.
Oh, get out! Really? Oh my
Yeah.
God, energy's off the chart. Because they yell at you and say they actually talk at whatever's going on up front.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Yeah, that's right. You tell me.
You go
yeah,
on stage.
right?
You go on stage. Yeah, man, I crossed the road. What happened on the other side? Tell me what happened.
Yeah, exactly. You're fully engaged. That must have been awesome, though.
I mean, that's what makes a great comedian. You want somebody to shout out because you want to use that. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like you want to be able to improv off of it. I want somebody to talk at my show because if I sometimes I don't feel like using material. I want to go off the crowd. You know what I mean? That's how you keep the crowd involved. So if you want to be active, then please, by all means, let's do it. You better be dressed right. You better have a good girl by you that looks good. You better be on your P's and Q's because you're gonna get it.
You better
you've got
be-
that whole package thing going as far as that goes. You figured that out. And as far as like your the comedians that you admire, you said you haven't met Eddie Murphy yet. That is
No.
something you aspire to just.
I haven't.
Oh,
And
man.
when I came to Hollywood, I said I wanted to meet Eddie Murphy and I wanted to meet Dave Chappelle. And I met Dave Chappelle.
That had to be phenomenal. Somebody had
Dave was
said that he was walking around in a 7-Eleven. They met him there.
Man, Dave is a
Yeah.
regular dude,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
on some real stuff. Like when I met Dave, he was smoking a cigarette in the back of the Comedy Store.
All
And
day.
he was like, I was like, "What's up, Dave?" He was like, "Let me tell you something about comedy."
Really?
yeah.
Oh my God, that's
And I was
awesome.
like, "Yes, Dave, I do want you to tell me something."
Tell me everything,
So, yeah.
Dave.
So yeah, exactly. So he was just telling, telling little stories and stuff like that about comedy, things he'd been through, and it was cool, just to see someone be down to earth. Because I met like other celebrities, and they were like straight assholes. Like,
Oh, the dick factor.
look,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just met
Crushed over that. I
Huh?
didn't.
Who?
Because again, I've only been here a year.
Yeah.
And I've been running into like some famous people where I'm like, yeah, great. He's a dick, and they're like, well, yeah. It's like not everyone just because they're famous has the I'm such a nice guy. And,
Right.
and more often I hear that a lot about certain. They're people fed up. So
Yeah,
you're just one more person coming up to them.
Well, now people are a little bit more accepting. Like as far as like, if, hey, let's take a selfie, because they don't know who you are really. Like I could have 1 million followers. Hey, let's take a
that's
selfie.
true.
You know, so people are more willing to take pictures nowadays, which is cool. But some people still don't give a damn about social media. Like I don't get starstruck over regular celebrities. Like I gotta meet Will Smith. I gotta meet Brad Pitt.
Right.
I gotta meet Beyonce. I don't get starstruck if I just run into like the Black Power Ranger. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, man,
dude, yeah, that
know?
I ran into Barney. Okay,
Barney?
For
The real
real.
guy?
His name is David Joyner, and he's not much taller than me. He's a black guy, and he was
I
talking
knew he
to
was
me.
black. That
See
swag that he had.
See that? No, and I'm going
Barney
to tell you
was
something
black.
that was surprising. He actually said that he used his military training to deal with the heat in that outfit. Okay, and you know, like he was saying in this story I've told once before, and I asked what he was doing now, and he actually had on a Barney watch, and you know, he's like, well, he says I'm a tantra,
representing.
I'm a tantra masseuse.
Crazy,
Do you know what a tantra masseuse is?
a tantrum.
Tantra.
A tantrum masseuse.
Tantra. Tantra is sex massage.
Mm.
So that's what happened to Barney. So when he said I love you and you love me, it had a whole nother meaning the last time I saw him, and I was just like blown away, and it's legit.
But didn't he get like fired for like touching somebody or something?
I don't know.
Didn't he get fired for touching?
I don't know. You should.
Damn,
Barney,
well, shit,
did he really?
He got into the right field.
Well, he got into the right field. Might as well make money at
I
it,
mean,
right?
it was a girl who
Hey.
he touched, right?
That's it. I
It
don't
was?
know.
I'm hoping.
I'm hoping.
I'm
More to the
not.
rest of the story. We have to fact check.
Yeah.
It's the new thing nowadays.
Yeah, it's a new thing.
I'm not sure.
And for me being here out here is like, I'm of course being from Boston, right?
Mm-hmm.
My thing is I'm gonna meet Mark Wahlberg. This is
Mark Wahlberg?
You ain't yes.
Mark
and
Wahlberg
that's,
seemed like
that's
an
like
ass.
Marky Mark. And I heard that.
He
I'm
seemed
like,
like
don't let him be a dick.
like Mark Wahlberg,
that's-
like he seemed like he won't even look at you in the
So-
eyes.
yeah, like
you know what I'm saying?
Talk to you while you're on his phone. Yeah, I got you.
Like, yeah. Oh, you want to take a selfie? Like you want to take a selfie? You don't even
What do
look
you-
up. You like,
Yeah, right. See, now that's just a bummer.
We ain't never
No,
get what do you do?
Wahlburgers.
Transformers? What do you
I'm
do?
not gonna have that.
everything.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, all right. So what about you? Have you met anybody that you were just like other than I know you're a big fan of his, and I know that. But,
Well, he
but
met
that's,
me.
You supposed to tell him that.
that's
I told you that on the
cool.
phone. You
That's
gonna be on
so
blast.
cool, dude. That's awesome. I mean that
Yeah.
people actually admire their peers. And that he doesn't have to be, not that you're not. I don't mean this in any way that you're not
Yes, you do.
exceedingly successful.
She just trying to cover
But
it
I
up.
mean,
Put
like,
some sand on
it's
it.
like-
It's too late.
When somebody says something
It's like,
disrespectful
come on
about
now.
you, they gonna try to apologize
all
first.
right,
You know,
as I-
I'm
as
sorry
I
for this shit I'm
backpedal.
about to say about you.
Right.
No, but I mean, just the idea that obviously, I'm not going to have Eddie Murphy sitting in the chair that we'd all be sitting here staring at him. But I mean, who is it that you would be like just?
It's like this, because like I used to do background acting.
Oh,
So I was in the background of a lot of TV shows. So after you see Terrence Howard, Eddie, after you see everybody, it's like, oh my God, that's Halle Berry.
Yeah.
Oh, look, a squirrel. Like, you
okay.
get used to it. So it's
Okay.
not, mind blowing to you. But like he said, if I saw Will Smith, like not at work, if I seen him just kind of walking or at Starbucks, you're going to get stalked. You know what I mean? I'm going to go over there and trade his coffee.
You're gonna creep him, is that what it is?
Take his
Yeah.
DNA.
Now,
That's so
now
funny.
speaking of that background work though,
Oh,
like
boy.
when I first got to New York, I was doing a lot of background work. I haven't done any out here, but I was doing a lot of background work to get my SAG card and all that stuff, or eligibility, I should say. So I actually did background work on this movie that Madonna was directing, and I
had
actually
to
got
be.
a chance to and she handpicked everyone that was like in the movie. Handpicked I'm talking about all the way down to I played the security guard, and I was a non-union security guard out of 6. That the other 5 were union. And I
Wow.
don't know if you know about union and all that stuff. It's
Right.
like with dealing with the union things, when a scene comes up and all that, it has to be a certain amount of union people
that's
in
right.
the scene and all that
Yeah.
stuff, whatever. But how you place them is however you want to place them. So she was like placing me in the main scenes and all this stuff. I guess just like based off the way that I looked or whatever,
So she had a thing for you.
I don't know.
no, he felt like you did, which your mother used to say to you. He felt very special
But look,
because
check
he's special.
this out, man. Like I would have fucked Madonna. Like
Ooh.
I don't like. Hey,
Whew.
I would have had to.
Really?
Like,
I mean, I would have fucked Madonna. I mean, it's Madonna. But come on, will ya?
and I had a girl at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Young Ma.
You know what I'm
Get
saying?
yours.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my girl at the time, which is my wife now, but she would have understood. I think she would have.
She would
understood.
have. She'd been okay, baby. You
It was
can. That's it. If you're gonna have a last hurrah,
You get a pass?
might as well be Madonna.
Like, I mean, I feel like my dick would have glowed for like 2 weeks, at least. Madonna, like, come on, like,
That's awesome.
that's like an old school
awesome.
white Beyonce.
Yeah,
You feel me?
Like,
I can tell you this though, because I'm a Uber driver on weekends, right?
No way.
I am. I do because I want to
I
develop
saw
material.
your clip. That was freaking hysterical.
On my Instagram.
About that clip about the chick getting in the car. I'm only guessing that there's some real life shit that you play
Yeah,
into that,
yeah.
like where people are just mental,
Yeah.
just absolutely mentally get in your car. Is that true?
Yeah, that's
that clip?
true. Like, oh my God. And see, the reason why I do it on weekends, because I love the controversy. I love getting these drunk people in the car, you know, because they say real things. And, you know, look at my man say, yup.
He's an Uber
Not
driver.
like a drunk
Yeah.
white woman. But no, they say real things, you know what I mean? And I can, like, relate to it, you know, because I be drunk too. And, like, when they get in the car, pretty much, most of the time, they got, like, somebody with them, like a, you know, little friend or whatever. They come from the club, and they got, like, you know, a little friend with them. And if it's, say, for instance, if it's two, you know, girls, they just be in the back talking about how many penis they rejected in the club. You know, like, you know, oh my God. And that guy with the red shirt, you know, with the red hair, his dick was so hard when he was standing next to you. And I you know, I gotta, you know, I'm at work, so I gotta, you know, pretend like I ain't listening.
Yeah, the cone of silence has gone up between you and them.
let the little window up.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Sometimes I break. I just be like, I know I can hear y'all, right?
Yeah, I would say I'm surprised you don't. They don't allow that. You're not supposed to pod. I couldn't help it.
No, they ain't got no rules to that. But where I was getting at was I ran into Scarlett Johansson.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah, I picked her up from the hills and dropped it down to Hollywood La Brea. It's like maybe a 4-minute trip.
man.
And-
Best 4 minutes you've had.
Well, no, cause see, she was on the phone. Like, soon as she got in the, in the back seat, I was like, it was awkward. Like, I didn't know what to say. Do I act like a fan? I trying to lose my job, but is she worth it? Maybe. So when she got in the car, it was kind of like awkward for like the first minute, and then on the second minute, I was like, so JoJo, first of all, I never turned the radio up. I was trying to force her to talk to me.
Okay.
Like, you gonna talk to me? Ain't no music. So, so after I, broke the whole silence or whatever, I'm like, yo, JoJo. Next thing you know, she pulls out her phone and she gave me the finger, the hold on finger. It broke my little heart.
Oh, I bet. That's just
did.
so. Isn't that cold?
Yeah.
It is
Oh, my
because
God.
I mean, I could imagine. She
there's
may have
star
been
struck
scared.
and then there's star slapped. So I guess that would fall in. Thank you very much.
She may have been scared, man. She getting in the car, your hair like this, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she might have been scared as hell.
Give me 1
Profound.
second. Let me call
Be
the
1
police.
second. That's it.
How do you text 911?
No.
That being said, you guys travel a lot, obviously, right?
Yeah.
You're doing how much time do you spend on the road now that you've achieved the desirables?
I don't spend a lot of time on the road now.
Yeah.
Because my thing was I came to L.A. to make it as a comedic actor and not necessarily, go back on the road and spend years.
You don't have any crying clips. He has crying
Oh, you
clips.
were
You
crying?
she been on my
this
Instagram.
man-
I like
She's
you.
been-
This
in the
man, I was showing them. I was roaring. Okay, I was laughing so hard and trying to some of the stuff that you did with the crying thing, and I'm like looking at it with the freaking blonde wig that you had on. It's like the mascara going down your face, and I'm like, I wouldn't mind, but you're really crying in these clips.
Hilarious.
And it's hilarious. It's like I gotta ask him, how do you do that? It's like
I just go into a dark place.
I guess that's easy though. You're a black man. Come on now.
That's why. Yeah, that's not fair.
That was a good one right
She's
there.
something good. She's something.
That was a good one right
I don't know.
there.
I think about, my
was
grandma
good.
gave me an ass whooping,
Oh no, so
Like,
really?
Grandma, no.
Grandma,
Like-
no. Yeah, the old. I had my first show, and I talked a lot about my mother. I guess my sister wasn't. She's like, my other sister goes, yeah, Nellie wasn't happy. She didn't like the way you were hanging Ma out there, and I'm like, that's comedy. I mean, you got to pull from the stuff that really happened to you where people go, no, wait, she didn't say that. Oh, yeah, she did. That's what makes it uniquely yours.
Man, it depends on what you're talking about, though.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Like you can put out some personal information out there about your family that you don't want people to know, that they don't want people to know about. Like,
Oh, no, I joke and I say that, first of all, I blocked her. Second of all, wherever she is, she would actually get up in an audience because people go, you got to do more of your mother. When you talk about your mother, it's hilarious. And I'm like, yeah, but she's alive still and she'll kick my ass. I mean, my career's going to take off when they all pass away and they're gone. And it's like, when did you hit your momentum? When my mom passed, it was like, okay.
Right.
All bets are off now. She can't kick my ass. But yeah, you had that grandma. Well, that's old school. They still could.
Yeah, but you can't put all the business out there, though.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
no.
Get
Just
that. My
find
grandma
out.
spanked me with everything in the house.
Yes.
I can't believe.
Wait, but that's common. All the comedians talk about, it wasn't enough to get whacked around. They had to get weapons. It was like a shoe.
Yeah.
They grabbed, the cutting board, the
First thing in
spatula, the wooden spoon. Yeah.
My
First
grandma
thing in
used to
sight.
she used to use a switch.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Switch.
Oh, okay. Tell this story. Like when you
I-
go out and get a switch and it's small, what happens?
Yes, listen, let me tell you something. So, I grew up. Yeah, he know about it. I grew up. Now, you got that gray hair. You know about switches. Let me tell you something. Now, that's an automatic. I got my ass whooped with a switch before.
Oh, man.
If you got gray hair, that's automatic. Now, I grew up partially in Mississippi from like ages 2 to 11.
Wow.
So, and the house that I lived in, my grandfather built it with his bare hands. So we stayed like literally in the woods. Literally, like we stayed across the street from another family, and then there was another family that stayed next door to us that was really old. We never saw them, so it was just us. That's it. So, like we used to have to go across the street to the woods and pick switches to get our ass whooped.
I hear that.
Yeah.
That's a down south thing.
It is.
I met a woman. I came back on a bus. I was 18 years old, moved out to Montana, and was on my bus back to the thermostat in the grocery stores. And the girl sitting next to me said that she was showing me scars. She was actually beat, but there was 5 of them, and each would take a turn beating. The mother didn't do the beating, and the father didn't do the beating. Each
That's
of the siblings
lazy as
would,
hell.
isn't it?
They would beat each other.
Yeah. One would pick the switch. The brother and sister would pick the switch, and it was like this total like, oh my God, what really? Because I thought getting a strap or getting this,
Yeah.
it qualified as like that was horrific. And she's like, yeah, I got scars and
You know
How
how
do you-
much I would have whooped my sisters if I could have
Oh,
whooped
my
their ass.
oh, how many
Like,
sisters you got?
Oh, I can't play the game. I'm about to whoop your ass.
Well, I can tell you this. I got 18 blood brothers and sisters, and I'm the oldest. It may have worked
No
out in my
way.
favor, because I was like the big and strong one. At the time, they were still, little, small
Scrabbling
people.
for it, yeah.
So then for them to hit me, I probably would have, one of them one time. But for me, I'd have beat the skin off of
Off
them.
of him, yeah,
Every
that's
time they
right. They'd be
snitched
like,
on
"Be
me.
nice to him."
Man,
Yeah, I can't
18.
even imagine. And now it's like you can't even, when it's Camp Run-Amok with kids, you can't do anything. It's the most uncontrolled thing. It's so bad that when you actually see well-behaved kids, it's astounding. People are like, man, I just got to come up and tell you, those are the best well-behaved kids. Like, when we grew up, that was the norm. You did not touch things. You did not, because, it just, one look. It's all
Well, it was. I'm telling you, it's all information based. It's all. The kid can pick up an iPad or go on the computer or pick up your mom or
And
dad's
report.
phone and
Mom and Dad beat me with a switch.
Yeah, they can go to some other country that don't have the same rules as us and watch that for 20 hours straight. You know what I'm saying? And now they got a whole
that's
different
true.
mindset. When they put that iPad down, they got a different mindset. It's like, no, mom, little, whatever his name was in India didn't listen to his mom, so I'm not going to listen to mine, So it's like, that's how it is.
Wait a
now.
minute. You have 2 daughters. We talked. What are their ages?
4 and 14.
Oh yeah, that's like
Yeah.
you get both spectrums going. The first one was the experiment, and you get the 4-year-old's like going, yeah, I'm cruising, and where you have different ideas of what you did for the 14-year-old and how you're bringing it because you're learning as you go. No kids.
No kids. I'm too
Yeah.
selfish.
They're too selfish.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Like when Christmas
Pull out
come
game
around.
strong.
Yeah.
It's all about you?
Pull out game strong.
Pull out game
Wait a minute,
strong.
but I would imagine if I came from that big a family, I'd feel the same way though. It'd be like finally the crowd
Yeah.
is dispersed. It's me.
No, because see, I know what it's like because, like you said, I know what it's like because of the big family. And I don't want that. I need space.
You do. I know.
I'm
just like
sleeping in the
me.
same bed as my brother. Like, we on like opposite ends. I smell his feet, he smell my feet. We both play basketball, so it stinks.
It
You know what I mean?
stinks, yeah.
We boys, so we don't take a shower at night, wait till the morning. We just stink the bed. It was a terrible living situation. It really was.
That sounds,
But you know,
yeah.
one of the Jabari Gale, he said that he comes from Jamaica, and he said when he they used to sleep all the kids in the bed. There was 15 of us in a bed, and he said when he snuggles with his girlfriend, she was all upset because he wouldn't cuddle her, he wouldn't spoon her. And he said, "Man, I've been spooning my sister my whole life.
What?
It's just, that's all of them slept in a bed in Jamaica. You didn't have the luxury of what we do here.
Yeah.
But he can't bring it up as an argument.
Yeah.
To, like, be able to spoon with your wife.
Well, it was his girlfriend, but yeah, he did. He was. That's part of his routine, but it was kind of funny. She's like, "Man, I've been spooning my sister for the last 14 years.
I'm not even telling
I'm
nobody
with
that.
Space,
Yeah.
you know." See, wait, was that one of those like a wheelchair joke? He went off the rail. Is that what happened? Okay, Jabari, you heard that. Scratch that one off. No cuddling, snuggling with the little sister. They draw the line at that.
Yeah.
I mean, but like when you say stuff like that, like whatever you say after that has to be funny as hell.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because it's like now we're stuck on I was cuddling with my if it just stopped right there, you're like
Well, yeah, I was told that you have to have a beginning, a middle, and an end when you're doing comedy.
Yeah.
And the things that I'm learning, because, a lot of people say, when I came out here, I had a girlfriend who just kept saying, you're so funny. Yeah, my whole life has always been like that. I actually had a woman at the bar sitting with me, and she was laughing so hard. She had tears coming out of her eyes, and she said, man, you're fucking funny. I went, yeah, everybody tells me that. And she's reaching her purse. She goes, I don't think you understand. And she hands me a card, and she was the WHDH radio in Boston Comedy Club critic. And she said to me, you have no idea what it takes to make me laugh. Well, great. Now I'm being schooled because I've learned so much just by watching and just saying, wow, there is so much complexity to this. And, one of the comedians says it takes to grow into your funny. Mm-hmm. It's like, you might think because you were funny growing up, you're just going to get on that stage and kill it.
Man.
And it's a huge, right?
Right.
So, did you walk on stage, like you said, knowing you had a gift, knowing you had something special, knowing that's where you belong, but then all of a sudden now you had to learn?
And see, that's not everybody's story. You know what I mean? Like, I took a gamble. Yeah, I could have flopped easily. You know what I mean? I mean, luckily it turned out great.
Yep.
It's on YouTube, by the way. Luckily it turned
Oh, I'm definitely checking
first,
that
second,
out.
and third time is all on YouTube. But, luckily it turned out good, but that don't work for everybody. You know what I mean?
No, I would imagine that. And seeing, I've seen a lot of the comedians that have come in and out of. I do Cleo Kings on Tahunga Thursday night. I love to give her a shout out, man. She's it's an awesome room.
I've seen you all there.
And yeah, you did. And that's one of the greatest support systems from what all the comedians that have gone through have told me. There's no room like that room because she insists that everybody supports each other.
Oh yeah.
So people go, well, if you get up and I've done some comedy at Cleo's, but because I've been there, they're like family to me. It's actually more awkward to get up and do any comedy in front of them than it would be to walk into a room. See, my energy would be walking into a room full of strangers. Mm-hmm. That's the greatest high I've ever known, and being able to command that stage. Mm-hmm. Okay, and that is truly what you said, that adrenaline rush. Yeah. You can't even describe it to people. Mm-hmm. I started out as a singer and sang, standing in front of thousands of people where you're actually giving off a different kind of energy. Mm-hmm. When you step into comedy, just your stage presentation is totally different. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm
going to be honest with you for a second. I get energy from watching other comics bomb.
Oh, you're that guy. I can hear you. You're always in the back of my head.
If I see, especially if they were in the back talking shit, like I'm about to murder.
Oh, yeah.
Man, and they go on stage, it'd be crickets. Hey, is the exit near it? I'm just a little famished. It started making up excuses. Well, my grandmother isn't doing well.
I've seen comedians that have gone out into the audience thinking, "Yeah, man, I'm in," and they weren't really schooled at how bad you can lose your show quickly if you're not really good at that.
I've seen it where the audience member has been funnier than the person that's on
right,
stage.
and they've lost their show.
Yeah, that's the worst.
You're not supposed to let the audience member get the mic. You're not supposed to let the audience member overpower you.
Never.
In any sense or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's so many rules in comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but how come, it's a wonder that and this is what I love about the show, you don't know that until I've had comedians on. And I want to ask you, because I said to him, you weren't here when we had the conversation, I'm really trying to do something different for comedians. I don't think anyone has had a format where I just love the comedians having the full reign to talk about the things that no one really knows about, the personal life that you guys have. And even with that, it's naturally you're going to be funny. But there's also some things that I never knew just how intense, hard, and the work. Let's just take that one word, which, by the way, you youngsters out there, the work. If you are not willing to do the work, that am I right? You must see comedians that think it's like, this is great. I'm just going to get up and, like you said, they say they're going to kill it. And it's like, you don't even know. How long you been doing this? 2 months? And another comedian said to me, you can tell a lot of the young comedians, and when they all they're doing is dick, tit, and ass jokes.
Yeah.
Right? And those usually the starter kit.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, let's take the comedian starter kit. We got dick. Yep, we'll throw that out. We got tits. Everybody likes tits. I'm going to be a
Likes
killer,
tits.
right? Right. But isn't that how it goes? But yeah, I have seen a comedian go out into the audience and just, he not only killed it for himself, but by the time the other comedian was going to get up, he said, I can't do any of the jokes. Man, he took the air right out of the room as to where I would go for my jokes.
Yeah, like sometimes like people will go out and they fish for material instead of just kind of relying on the material that they have or perhaps already prepared, and they go and fish for material and talk to people in the audience, and they don't know how to do it. They don't know how to interact because they don't do it enough. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, Detroit was a city where like I spent 4 years there doing. I sound like I've been in jail. I spent 4 years in Detroit doing stand up, and I think Detroit has like some of the toughest comedy rooms that you're gonna ever run into across the country. And I've
That's where you get schooled, huh?
Yeah, I've been to DC that has some tough rooms. Baltimore and Chicago and Atlanta have tough rooms as well.
Do you adjust your comedy to those environments? I mean, as far as like what I mean, I would imagine knowing your audience, but or are you taking like in your bag of tricks as to what you're gonna do? This is my Detroit gig. This won't work over here.
I definitely do. It depends on like if I'm getting ready to do a show in Hollywood, it's completely different from if I'm getting ready to do a show in Watts or Long Beach. I'm about to talk about what they can relate to. You know what I mean? If I go back home to Kansas City, I'm gonna talk about my family, or talk about how dirty the city is, because it's not, they can relate to it. Like, Walmart do be having peppers on the streets. You know what I mean? Like, they can relate to that. You know?
Yeah.
Well, I look at it a little differently because I feel more so like I get the audience to relate to me, not I relate to the audience. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm the same person in any arena.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'm delivering my material in a sense of, if I'm talking to a 50-year-old woman or a 32-year-old man, you know what I'm saying? I'm still delivering it the same way. I'm not going to change it because that one individual doesn't like what I'm saying. They shouldn't be there.
I like that.
That's how I feel. You probably shouldn't be here if you're offended by something I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
that. You do a Carlin.
So I can't change. That's what. Yeah, exactly. George Carlin, like how he's like, fuck you. I mean, like I get that. Like, I'm here to do
comedy.
I was booked here to do. When you go to a Lakers game, or like you used to go see Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Like, you used to go there to see Kobe, and if Kobe isn't shooting jump shots and dunking the ball and all that stuff, you're disappointed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's like going to see your favorite singer. If they don't sing your favorite song, you're disappointed.
Right. That's very true. They don't do that encore. Now, let me ask you, speaking of playing, look, we're winding down the show. As I said, and just like that, bam, an hour went by. You guys were awesome, but I want to know, promote yourselves. Let people know how they can get in touch with you, what they can, where they can catch you as far as like where you're performing, because I really think that the more you guys understand this about you, and I really hope you enjoyed yourself, and please let us know where you're going to be.
Man, I'm going to be at Deja Vu Strip Club dancing tomorrow night. They call me Dick Tips. So, no, I'm just playing. Shout out to my uncle with the Dick Tips. And my cousin.
I love that.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, the next show that I got coming up, you guys can catch me at the J-Spot Comedy Club. It's going to be next Friday coming up. The show's going to be at 8:30. You can get your tickets online at jspotcomedyclub.com.
And you're on Instagram?
I'm on Instagram.
Of course. You're on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter?
Yep. I'm on Instagram. That's J Alexander Comedy. There's just the letter J for Instagram.
Worth the visit, guys. These guys are funny. Even their shit on Instagram. Man, like I said, enjoy. And where you going to be?
I'm actually gonna try to hop on this show with Jay Alexander.
You're like, my next show is his show.
Yeah, you know, 8:30, right? That's what
Yeah,
that's what
8:30.
time we performing at 8:30 at the J Spot.
We up in there.
Awesome.
Catch us live.
That's awesome. And you're on Instagram.
Yes, I am on
Under?
Instagram at Clinton the character, like Hillary Clinton. Don't me. It's not Quentin with a Q. Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, and
Clinton the character.
Yeah.
It is not the character because there's a lot of ghetto people that's out there.
you know, I had to look twice because I didn't know if you were
I knew
a
it.
duh. Because you know,
God, I hate
I gotta get it right because I still
Yeah.
fucked it up. But you know, I just want to say that you know that honestly, watching you guys, I can't say it enough. There's a lot of people who need laughter in their life. So if you guys want to go on the Instagram and take a look at these guys and have some good laughs with your friends, because you know, my saying is, if laughter is the best medicine, let me be your pharmacy. I hope you guys, you know, I wish the best. I hope you tell your fellow comedians to come on this show and just enjoy.
Oh, and check this out, everybody that's following me on Instagram just now from that special shout out. At about 3:03 a.m., I always post a picture of my balls. So
His balls.
I only keep it up. It's only the left one, and I only keep it up for about 20 seconds. So, like, you barely be on there. Like, so you got to be on top of it. 3:03 in the morning, we at it.
The ball.
I gotta let y'all know
Anyway.
my last video on Instagram. Jared actually edited that video.
Oh, awesome. Thank you, guys.
He's an amazing editor, man. Seriously, DM him and
Get at it.
get at him.
You guys, thank you so much. It's cool. It's AnnaMarie. I hope to see you guys next week. I'll have new guests, and God knows what we'll talk about then.
Woo!
Signing off.
Right.